high about 2.5 years ago. And what I wanted to do was to contribute to shape this future. And that's why I joined Mindstone, where we have non-technical people to learn how to use AI tools. And what I want to do today is to see together how we can go through 1 hour of work. We can go through 3 or 4 weeks of work in 1 hour, working on a research project, and we are going to decide the topic together. Now, remind me, how many of you have a software engineering or technical background? Yes, many of you. You might be wondering, what can I learn from this guy? It's a good question. I think the point here is not to show you something that you cannot do. You will probably know a lot of the tools and you will know how to do a few things that I will show, but the point is to reflect about how non-technical people can now take part in this AI landscape, how their job will be affected, because ultimately they represent 80% of the labor force, the greatest majority of the labor force, and your job will be affected by how their job changes. For the non-technical people, it's a bit simpler. You can probably steal a few tricks, learn about some new apps, and do your job in a better way. Now, what's the plan? We will choose a market, and we will do some research on this market. We will produce 2 research reports, 1 video, and as a bonus, we will create a song together. And all of this will happen in 1 hour. Now, I want to get a sense of how much you know about some of the apps that I will be using. How many of you have used custom GPTs? So they are called projects in Cloud, MyGPTs in ChatGPT, and they are called gems in Gemini. Can I have a show of hands again? Okay, a few, but not too many. How many of you have used Notebook LM? Okay, not too many. How about Suno to create music? How about Gamma for presentations and web pages? Okay, I thought fewer hands than I was expecting, which is great, because then it means probably you will all learn something today. So, now, I've got my remarkable here. I normally do this, I like to do this on an actual whiteboard, but it's too many of you. We cannot really show the whiteboard, so we're going to use the remarkable. And let's choose a market that we want to research, and let's imagine that we need to put together a briefing, a presentation, and some information for our executive team. A market that has good public information available. Could be a market you actually need to research and work now. Any takers? Restaurants. Okay. Any particular restaurant type, or just restaurants? Okay, great. Well, of course, first problem.
It's in eraser mode.
Oh, thank you. By the way, this is a live demo. Like, things will go wrong, and they've already gone wrong, in fact. But I think, to me, this is part of the game. Because these AI tools, let's face it, are fiddly, they are not completely predictable. I mean, Remarkable is not even an AI tool, but, and it's part of the game. The point here is not that AI gets it right 100% of the times. The point is that even if it gets it right 80% of the times, we can still use it to save a lot of our own time in the process and do other things that we find more interesting or we like doing. So, now that we put the Remarkable to work, can you tell me, what do we want to know about the restaurant market?
High usage.
Usage, so frequency.
High
AI usage.
Yes.
Ah, interesting, okay. So technology. Actually, I'm going to try to write as clear as possible. You see why later. Yes, AI use. What else do we want to know? Regulations. Yes. Anything else?
Cooking oil life cycle.
Demand, customer demographics, I heard. Yes. Okay. I had life cycle.
Cooking oil life cycle in restaurants.
Oh, which life cycle? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Cooking oil.
Cooking.
Cooking oil.
Cooking oil.
It's an environmental problem.
Yeah, I know. I'm not, I was like surprised. It's very specific. Good point. Anything else?
Profitability.
Yes.
Employee turnaround.
Employee turnaround, very good point. Employee turnover. Okay, I think we will stop here. We have enough. Now you might wonder, what are we going to do with this? I will send it to my email as a picture. Let's see if it's coming through. No, might be because it was filtered. Yep. See, this is a picture. And now I open ChatGPT. And how many of you have heard about Super Whisper? Not too many. So this is a dictation app. And so you would dictate in any field where you would put the space bar. And it's really useful because it saves a lot of time, but it would also change your relationship with these tools. Because it would really mean that you start more of a conversation. When you speak, you reveal different things with respect to when you type on the keyboard. Imagine you're an expert in the restaurant market. Review this mind map that put together everything we know. Using this mind map, write a research prompt that I can use on different LLMs to do some research on the market. Okay. Take my briefing, take our mind map, and let's see what ChatGPT will come up with. Great. It's really good. Okay. It's reading the diagram in the right way. And just written pretty good research prompt. Now, for the purpose of the session, it's a bit too broad. How many of you make regular use of the Canvas feature in ChatGPT? Okay. Not many. So, can you edit this in Canvas, please? So what this does, it would put it on a document where we can work together with the model on editing in real time. And so one thing I want to change, for example, is the focus, because it's a bit too broad. Can we focus on the EU only, please? of 10 pages. So you see what ChatGPT does in this case, it goes through the entire document and it would make some changes. Great. Now, what do I do with this? Normally I would obviously spend some time editing it and ensuring that it's as precise as possible. I take this and I put it into Perplexity. How many of you have used Perplexity? Okay, a few. How many of you have used the labs feature? A few. So, the labs feature is great because you will see it creates different assets. It's not just one block that we get, but we got all these different pieces that we can use independently. So I will run this on Perplexity. You see, this is a little bit of a mix between Google and an LLM. So it would come up with a research plan with a bunch of sources that we want to that we should be doing the research on, and then it would summarize all the results in just one in a PDF, in this case, or in a long document, and in a series of separate assets like chart and code, importantly code, that we can use. I will be doing the same on Gemini. Gemini has a more powerful research function, but it takes a bit longer to run. I'm not sure we will be done by the end of the demo. We will see. I do the same. And you see it's taking a bit longer to think, or to go through the research. And what he will do on top of this, he will also ask us to check a research plan. It's really a bit more of an in-depth tool. Great. Again, I will spend some time editing this normally. Analyze the supply side of the restaurant market, demand drivers, customer demographics, okay. Role of technology, AI adoption. We start this. So we have some time because Perplexity is not finished running. Gemini will take a while. What do we do with this time? Now we could go take a walk, have a coffee. As we are in a live demo, let's try to do something, to actually take a break and do something fun together. Now I did tell you that I write poetry, and that song that we listened to was AI generated, so let's do it together again. And I will take a poem that I've written in Italian, so I write in Italian of course, and I will put it through a poetry translator that I have created. It is a custom GPT. So it's a pre-programmed version of ChatGPT that I would use to translate my poetry specifically. Because poetry is a very specific field, and if I were to get it right, or as right as it possibly can every time, it would take me a long prompt. Like the prompt that I had written earlier, but a lot longer, with lots of specific examples. So instead, I've put that information in the instructions. And you see that I've pre-programmed it so that I can basically just write from Italian to English, put the text, and it will translate this. Some of the more technical people or more AI savvy might have noticed that I'm using a different model here. I've switched from instant to thinking, because although it's a short text, it's very dense and quite complicated, And so I need a more powerful model to really understand it. And of course, it will take a bit longer to run than the instant model. But in this case, that's fine, because my text, although very short, is quite condensed and has a lot of meaning. So this is a poem about, as you see, the sky and the sea. I come from Sardinia, so I was brought up by the sea in Italy. So this is a poem about the sky and the sea coming together and creating this image of harmony between childhood and adulthood. I saw for the first time, at 16, the motion of the clouds. Before and still now, when dream and consciousness meet, in the sky, I see and I used to see a mirror of the sea. Now, what do we want to do with this? Because, there is an image, but it's a bit short. What I want to do is to create the lyrics for a song out of this. Now, I pasted before, because otherwise my super whisper would paste on top. Imagine you are an experienced songwriter. Can you put together the lyrics for a 1960s pop song that carries across the image behind this poem? I'm not a songwriter myself. I know actually very little about music. So it's really useful for me to have something that would respect the music conventions if I want to create a song. I was 16 when I saw the sky, clouds were sailing, the world drifted by, something opened, a door inside me, the sky was whispering like the sea. All right, it's not bad. I would probably work on it if I had the time, but I don't. So, now we go on Suno, and I created a previous song using the same app. Put my lyrics here, and let's say 1960s pop song. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Again, it's a live demo. I could have used the remarkable. This can go wrong. Let's see.
I was 16 when I saw the sky. Clouds were sailing, the world drifted by. Something opened the door inside me. The sky was whispering like the sea of the sky. It's a mirror of the sea, rolling high, bringing secrets back to me.
Okay, there is a second version. Now, fun.
I was 16 when I saw the sky. Clouds were sailing, the world drifted by.
Now, this could have been about the restaurant market, could have been about pretty much anything. I thought I would do something a bit funkier here in the crowd. Do we want to try a new style? Huh? Hip hop.
Heavy metal.
Sorry, I cannot hear it.
Heavy metal. Heavy metal.
Heavy metal. Whoa, alright. Now, I used to listen to the Iron Maiden when I was 14, 15. Let's see what happens. I didn't think it could be an heavy metal song. I'm curious. Let's see. actually reminded me, for whoever is into heavy metal, seventh song from the Iron Maiden, slightly. We see that there is probably a database that this is picking up. Maybe a good theme for the questions later. Now, all right, we've got our research. As we were creating this, let's have a look. First, we open up the PDF. All right. Charts, input costs, requested, turnover, supply chain, demand patterns, AI automation. This is a big fiddly. I'm sorry. I'll try to move the screen a bit more. We don't need the remarkable anymore. Maybe we minimize this. Sorry about this. All right. Great, so it did pick up the right themes. Again, normally I would be going through this and I would be cross-checking the steps, how we went about doing the research, and I would cross-check the sources to see if I wanted to exclude any, which is something that you can do. And these are the assets. Now, this starts being very useful because I can take and export any of them and use them as I please. It's not this one block, this black box that I cannot modify. And there is also code to reproduce some of this. Now, what do we do with this? First thing I'm going to do, because it takes a bit longer to run, is to create a notebook LM, which, I mean, we just translated an Italian poem into English on the spot. You should think of, I think of notebook LM as just a translation tool. So we have got all this evidence, all this stuff that we know about the restaurant market, and what we can do is we can basically translate it to any format that we want. A mind map, a video, an audio, so flashcards, quiz. Let's do mind map and video. Let's also try a quiz. I've not used the quiz before. Let's see how that goes. Well, in the case of the mind map, this is basically when we started. It just becomes a lot more detailed and with some evidence. Oops. Oh, you don't want to do that. Okay. You can zoom in, see the roadmap here. Go back. The roadmap has basically all the features that we wanted. Just now with some information, so we've got this spidergram that we can actually look at. I'm sorry about this. Now, I said we would be making a presentation. Okay. This is better, actually. Let's have a look at the roadmap, as I said we would. If you are a visual person, this could be great to actually investigate the market and to remember things for a presentation. The video is still going. We have the quiz, but we will look at it later. Because now I want to show you gamma. We take again our report. And gamma is just this we take again our report, sorry, and before putting it in Gamma, we actually need to create a presentation outline. Now, same as before, I've actually built a tool that can do this quite quickly, another custom GPT that would put these, the outline together pretty much just with a couple of clicks. And this is to save the time of prompting. I could go and say, imagine you are an experienced presentation maker, da-da-da-da, as I did for the mind map, but here I've created a tool that does that for me on the spot. So I put this. Summarize this report into 10 slides for executives. And again, the reason I can be so brief is that the model has a lot of context in the instructions, so then maybe we can open it and see how the instructions are written, and so can actually generate this very easily. Now let's see. Great. Supply chain, labor market and staffing, shifting consumer demand, tourism and seasonal dynamics, technology adoption. Very interesting. Regulatory pressures. The new Green Deal imposes sustainability and reporting requirements, raising costs. Interesting. Okay. What do we do with this? Now we've got our outline, and I would normally spend some time reviewing this, of course, and I would also spend some time before cross-checking the evidence that I got from Perplexity. At least I didn't have to spend the time to look through 100 websites as Perplexity had to do. I go on paste text, presentation, generate from notes or an outline. And of course I could have programmed the custom GPT so that these two bits were not there to make it even faster, that I just had to delete. And this brings me to a page where I can decide how the presentation should look like. The amount of text, let's go with minimum. European industry, restaurant industry executives, investors, policymakers in American English, okay. The tone, so this was the audience, the tone, analytical, concise, strategic. I can choose the template. This spectrum looks interesting. We've got our own templates at Mindstone. Let's go with this new spectrum template. No used it before. Must have come out yesterday. And illustration. Because you can choose your image style. And we could create, through a prompt, an image style that we like. Maybe we do it later. Let's go with a preset one for now. Now, we hit on generate. All right, so I'm looking bad. It's picking up the right things. You might wonder what's loading here. These are images, you will see them. Regulatory pressures, profitability landscape, regional market variations, which was the sub-regional variation in the prompt that we have written, the strategic implications. And I mean, the images are actually picking up the restaurant theme. Now, is this perfect? No. Is it better than I would have been able to do in 10 minutes? Definitely. 1 or 2 hours? Definitely. And the point is not to have something perfect. The point is to save time that you can spend doing other things. Now, as we go through it, tell me if there is one slide that you do not like that we want to change. Raise your hand. This one. What don't you like about it?
The images.
You don't like the images?
It looks some kind of crockery shop or yeah.
Yeah, this is, I guess
Some
it's...
kind of sorcery over actual restaurants.
Okay. How do we want to change it?
Does Gamma have Nano Banana?
Good question. Not yet, I think. I mean, let's check. It's a good question. No. That's a shame. It's a very good question. I love Nano Banana. Maybe we play a little bit in the Q&A. Okay. Back to our presentation. And Nano Banana who has used Nano Banana from Google? Okay, so I will explain. It is an image generation model that was sort of groundbreaking because it really allows to modify specific elements in a picture, which is something that the industry has struggled a lot with. If you have played with ChatGPT for the past 2 years, with images or with any other LLM, you would say, okay, take out this element and it will do something completely different. Okay, so we don't like this. Now, the cool thing about Gamma is that you can pretty much speak to it and it would make some changes. Okay, coffee kicked in yet? No, more or less. I do not really like the picture on the right here. Can you make it a bit more applicable to restaurants? I don't normally do something so sophisticated. Let's see if it works. And the request is not too simple, so it's taking a while to run. Sort of, it's the kitchen of a restaurant, I guess. We're still talking about energy. It did pick up the right thing. We might not like it. Guess it's better than before.
By the way, you can change also like the image model.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
You can try to change the image model. You're currently using like DALL-E, like from ChatGPT.
Which one do you want me to use?
Try to use Imagine to give you probably better results.
Okay. You see here? Imogen.
Yeah, Imagine or something.
Okay. This will regenerate the entire presentation. Wait a second. Actually, let's do something smarter. We keep DALL-E here. Go back. Can I change? Okay. Let's go and AI images. These are some alternatives. You get different alternatives for different models. Imogen, you said. Yeah. 4. Okay.
You could ask also to make it realistic.
Make it realistic. Make it realistic. Alright. might clash a little bit with the theme. Let's see. We're experimenting here.
So I think I did see Nano Banana in the list. It's Gemini 2.5 Flash.
Ah, okay, okay. Meh. Not sure, guys. I think there is a clash between the style we chose, which is a bit whimsical, and what we told the model to do, which is make it realistic. So it's getting, I think the model is getting mixed signals here. It's like if we were to tell someone, be sharp, but also delicate. Might be confusing. Great. So let's assume we're happy with the presentation. Now, let's go back to Notebook LN. What have we got? We have a video and a quiz. Let's play the video. Let's see how it turned out to be. Okay, this is not great, but that is loaded.
All right, today we're diving into the European restaurant industry. It's a sector that's projected to see just absolutely massive growth. But you know, behind all those incredible numbers, there's a real paradox at play, with some serious challenges bubbling just under the surface. So let's get right into it. First up, let's just start with the headline number, the one that makes you do a double take. By 2030, the European restaurant market is projected to be worth a staggering 1.51 trillion euros. That's growing at an annual rate of over 9.5%. I mean, on the surface, that sounds like a total golden age for dining out, right? Well, here's the paradox. Underneath that booming number, there's a crisis brewing. So what's really going on behind those kitchen doors? That's the big question we're gonna unpack today. To get our heads around this, we first need to talk about something we're calling the Great Restaurant Squeeze. And it's all about the immense pressures that owners are facing right this minute. It all starts with this number, 30%. Just let that sink in. That's the average food inflation hitting restaurants across major EU markets. It's a massive, massive surge in the cost of their most basic, fundamental ingredients.
I think I will stop here. What did we think about the video?
Can you change the voice?
Sorry?
Can you change the voice?
You can also, I believe, export it and edit it, which is where the interesting part starts. So you might have seen a Mindstone video that was generated through Notebook LN by our designer. I believe what she did was basically take the video and edit it in a way that would make most sense to us, also using our colors, our stack, and everything else. Now, let's also have a look at the quiz. According to the analysis, what is the projected market value of the European restaurant industry? I think I remembered this one. Yes. That's right. Which European country was identified as having the highest cost for cooking oil per liter? Do we remember? Austria? Yes. What is the primary factor driving the expansion of quick service restaurants? I have no idea. See? Yes! Good job. Wow, smart crowd, clearly. All right. So, I think that's the end, at least of the main part of the workshop. I hope this little playing around was useful. Now I'm really happy to take any questions that you have. We probably have 15 minutes.
There's actually some questions here on Discord. So the most popular one is, can you share the songs that you generated?
Yes, you can.
So
you
maybe
can.
you could put these songs on the Discord chat
Yes, I will.
for everyone to enjoy back at home later.
Oh, wow, I didn't think my music career would start here.
It was a good poem, you know, good lyrics, good beat. Yeah.
I mean, I was discussing with Raido yesterday that there is actually the first AI artist has been signed in the US.
Really?
So there is an avatar, there is this online identity, the songs are AI generated, and she signed a 2 million contract.
Wow. I mean, that's a good market. There's a question about how many euros are you spending on these AI tools and how do you evaluate the ROI for yourself?
It's a very good question. So let's try to do some math on this. I mean, first of all, a lot of this can be done for free. ChatGPT is free. And you can also change the settings so that you do not share your data with OpenAI, even on the free version. So there is no confidentiality problem on that side. The first few cards on Gamma are free. There is a free version of Suno. And I think a few deep research are free on Gemini. So if you do it every once in a while, you can still get by with the free tools. Now, we would probably spend as a company 50-ish euros per month on ChatGPT. Gamma, I believe, is more in the 20s. Suno, I renewed yesterday, it's 10. So we're probably what I did. Perplexity is a bit more expensive, so we're probably looking at like 150 euros just for the stack that I showed today per month. Is it worth it? I think it is. Sorry, how many hours have I saved by not having to do that work? Probably, I probably saved 1 week or 2 weeks of work, all in all. And I think they are definitely worth 150 euros, even just for this project.
Yes.
Imagine at scale. So I think we need to get out of the mindset where we're thinking, oh, it's 20 euros, I need to pay for it, and start thinking really about the ROI here.
The timer saving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's quite a few questions about the accuracy of all of the data that has been generated, and also about like how can a person then check the data in the final slides and pinpoint maybe the source to validate this. So I'm guessing you generate a report, there has to be someone that will actually go over this before it can be used like for a wider crowd or sharing purposes.
Yeah.
So how would one like to do these checks?
Okay, so I did say that I'm not a software engineer, but I did a lot of economics and statistics in economics, did some modeling on large-scale data sets with millions of observations. I remember the first thing that my statistics professor told us, garbage in, garbage out. So I think the work starts in cross-checking that perplexity report and everything that you put inside the model. Now, after that, in a tool like that, Gamma, you can assume that whatever number is taken is actually right. Because it is quite, it works with different blocks, so the scope for hallucinations is actually quite low on a tool like Gamma. Now, obviously, on Perplexity, you would still need to do your cross-checking of the sources. There might be sources which are a bit outdated, sources that you do not like, but that's more an exercise in critical thinking than just cross-checking what the model is doing.
So just be short and look stuff over. I think there is a good question about copyrights. So is there a way to be sure that you're not breaking any copyrights while doing all of these works with all of these tools that you have showed? Especially maybe with AI-generated music and art, I think it's a very hot topic right now. So what's your opinion on this?
I think you just need to have a look yourself at the policies that Suno follows and understand if you are comfortable with that. What I would say is that I think we should not apply different standards to models that we apply to people. This is something I would say. I think a lot of art is about imitation. If you listen to a lot of the songs that are produced these days, they all tend to be a little bit alike. I think there has been quite a strong convergence in how songs sound like over time. If you think about the 50s and the 60s, there was probably a bit more variation. And so I don't think we should apply different standards to the LLMs in that respect and be especially harsh on them.
Okay. Yeah. Does anyone want to give a question from the audience? I do have some more written down, but just to make sure someone who's not on Discord also gets a word in. Does anyone see any hands? No, not right now. Okay. So I'll read like a longer question from here. So, AI is often described as being able to solve in 60 seconds what might take a human a month. But at the same time, we still find ourselves using multiple separate tools like calendars and email and search, even though GPT already has many of these features built in. Why do we need this fragmentation, in your opinion, and how do we see the future of AI consolidating or simplifying our workflows?
That is a fascinating question. I absolutely love it. How many people have heard of MCP here? Few people, I thought so. So this is an integration protocol that is getting, I believe, has been created or at least made popular by Anthropic. And it basically allows for the integration of the different tools. And I think we are heading towards a world where there will be more aggregation. And actually the ultimate winners of this AI game might be the companies that allow for this aggregation to take place. I want to show you a practical example of this. I wasn't planning to do this, but I think it's a good case in point. How many of you have integrated Claude with Gmail, the calendar, or other things? Yes. Now, and I use Claude. ChatGPT has a similar feature, but Claude is a lot better at it right now. So, you see all these connectors here. This is picking up from different sources. So this aggregation is taking place in Claude already. If I say, I will probably reveal some, you will see what my day today looks like. It's okay. Can you give me a list of calendar meetings? I need to be more precise. Can you go through my calendar and tell me which meetings have I got on today? We then put in the right place, spacebar. Now I did. So it's going through my calendar. You have a quite full day, no? They have a full day. So, demo conference, company stand-up, which I'm missing, bunch of calls. Yeah, looks right. I'll show you my calendar. It's taken longer than I thought. You see here that did pick up the right things. That's my day. So I think these answer, and this is just a calendar, by the way. The real power lies in actually being able to start doing projects or custom GPTs that bring all of this together. There are still a little bit of token limitations, but I think we will get to a situation where you can probably get a context window that is so large that you can bring pretty much most of your data, or most of the data that are needed for a task within Claude.
Yeah, good answer. Any questions from the audience? Oh, we actually got one from Discord. What would you do if even after 60 minutes the results are not usable? So I guess you have wasted 60 minutes?
The results of what?
I guess results of using all of these tools, of using AI to generate something or put together this report. I'm not quite sure what kind of an answer is they look for, but is there like maybe a hack that you could do that could help like make this more usable, even if after 60 minutes you have spent on this doing a report and maybe putting together a video and then you find some mistakes?
Let's test this. Let's go on Gemini. Okay, you see, it's not working. It doesn't seem to be working. Let's try to refresh. Is that? I still wanted to show you. The cool thing about Gemini, of course, is that it's integrated in the Google ecosystem. So you can actually export it to a doc. I will get to the question, don't worry. You see, it's longer and more detailed than Perplexity. But as I told you, it's a little bit of a block. And again, you can see that you have got a full list of sources. You can cross-check. And it's 57 of them. Now, going back to the question, I think it's something that I face every day. Like, when you drop the towel?
Yeah.
When it is that you really try, you really give up and switch to another tool. And I think here is where the mindset of the programmer and the software developer becomes useful, I think, because you basically need to do some problem solving and ask yourself, what is it not working here? Is it that I've not given the right context? I've not been clear enough? These are the first two questions. Is it that I cannot give sufficient context? Like I gave a list of 500 contacts to ChatGPT the other day and asked find the right contacts for Mindstone. It couldn't do it. I asked for too much. And then there is, after those two questions, I think there is the third one, which is there an actual problem with the tool that is stopping me? I think I would only ask them after I've really looked at the first two, because the time savings would probably justify it. Now, there are also situations where you face such a strong pressure to deliver something that you might not want to experiment. If I need to do something in an hour, I would probably spend the first 10 minutes trying to doing it with AI, so that I can leave 50 to actually to have the time to do the task myself.
Yeah.
This is how I think currently about some of this.
And I guess it could also be like, even if you can't use the end result, maybe if you do it by steps, then using AI will still help you, like having like get one step ahead and then another step ahead, and you can do the checks in between.
I mean, on that, I think a good example is I was asked by a partner to come up with a financial model to describe a partnership. And it was basically needed within an afternoon so that they would be able to present it to the board. And so, did I do the full thing with AI? No. But I went to ChatGPT and I asked, can you put together a template for this? So lay out the template. So I took that, then I played with it, ensuring that the formulas would be right. But it still saved me half an hour of putting together the template. So I think that's a very good advice, very good shot.
Yeah. We do have some more questions here, but I don't know. I think is Nick the next presenter already ready in the crowd? Yeah. So I think I will introduce Nick now, and Stefano can answer the questions in Discord, or you can ask the questions from Stefano himself. He'll be moving around, and I think he'll be happy to talk to you. Actually, wait, I have a gift for you.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
So thank you, Stefano. And, okay, so we are getting ready for